Good evening out there in Twitch land. This is the Aurorian Age podcast. Hi, I'm Notouchy. I'm Death Star on Twitch. I'm with Spin. Jakrae.
Hey, I was wondering who Death Star was.
That's me. Time.
You can say hi.
Yep.
Did he freeze?
Oh.
Some technical difficulties.
It always happens.
It's very mannequin-like.
Yes,
well,
blame
welcome
Jack.
to the January 29th, 2015 Aurorian Age podcast. I guess we'll get Wilhelm back when he gets back.
I see movement.
Yeah, there he is. Hey!
Oh,
There he is. Say hi, Wilhelm.
I'm in the Skype channel. I'm not moving over there, but you guys got me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, you're
now.
good.
All right.
Watching the Twitch stream will fake you out.
Yes, don't watch that.
Don't watch that.
Oh, I'm starting to move there now too. So, all right.
All right. So I hope
I gotta
everyone's having. Yep. I hope everyone's having a great night. We're gonna jump right into it with the guild news, and we'll take your questions, and we'll just have a good time tonight. All right. With the guild news for the grievance chapter of ArcheAge, guild events are at an all-time high. This week we had Hutch, who has been leading our members on, who led our members on a trade run to the Eastern Continent so that they could try and replenish their charcoal supplies. How did that run go?
We had a lot of fun. We backed in the merchant ship right close to the guards, so while we're transporting the packs to the resource trader, everyone was safe. We had a fair number of enemies there trying to get us. So they eventually did manage to knock him off the wheel for a minute. Took the merchant ship. We got it despawned and back. We lost one pack out of 24 packs. So I thought that was a pretty good return.
Yeah, I guess so.
We learned a bunch of stuff too.
Hey, that's always a good thing. Always a good thing. All right, PvP and PvE are getting interesting as Chilled and Anti-Hero have teamed up to get our guys to take down a few of those pesky world bosses and push back the annoying Reds. So did they not take down any of the world bosses of note, or?
That's actually coming up. We're just sort of planning right now, taking on the world bosses, but we will be taking them on in the future. And we've got a few other cool guild events planned. Like we do our regular guild events on Tuesdays and Saturdays. We're looking at one fun idea is a treasure hunt where you have to go out and kill certain monsters and bring certain treasure back. And we divide up into teams and, do a 1-hour treasure hunt with a reward at the end. We've got a couple of world bosses lined up. 3 in particular that will give us all a title that we can throw all that title on and maybe take a picture of us. Everyone's got their grievance cloaks on and that title, as well as, making these charcoal run that we did. Now that we've got it sort of cased out, we can make that one of our standard runs. So we've got a few different things coming up for our guild events.
Awesome. That's good to hear. And also the farm has been chugging along in full swing. But the farm managers decided that they wanted to take a break and get off the farm for a bit and go a little dungeon running. Well, unfortunately, because of all the server issues, they probably weren't that successful at it. But we do appreciate their hard work, and hopefully they'll get some time off the farm in the near future.
Well, they do have Wilhelm.
Oh, they do?
Fill in for them a little bit.
That's actually one reason they had the audacity to try to go and play the game last weekend because, they got me there now, and, I'm about 3% from level 50, so I'm not high enough level yet to go to any place cool that supposedly is in this game. But so basically mom and dad left, or mom and mom left, and left me in charge, and they tried to go have fun with their friends, but karma sucks sometimes, and the server went down. So how do you like that?
So the women have been keeping you down, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Every time.
RNGesus is keeping you down.
Awesome.
I did want to say about the farm, though, is we put up our first 24 by 24. So we moved some farms around, got it down. Looks really good. The big gazebo with the sort of wooden pumpkin head at the top, wooden jack-o'-lantern at the top. Looks really nice. And the farm is looking clean, lean, and efficient. And that's how we like it.
All seriousness, those guys have been kicking some butt there. Just from a guy working it, it's just much more efficient to plan and how we plan out how to do the. I know it sounds lame, but it. I appreciate that it's much better organized now and much cleaner and closer together because honestly, it doesn't take as much time as it used to before, and it's helping crafters, I mean, we got to get a little bit better organized with what the crafters actually want. But once we have a plan, I mean, like you got a guy harvesting and right behind him, one of the girls usually is planting and it's done pretty quick. So
cool. Well, just want to say, to the whole internet world that we do appreciate our guild farmers 110%. They are they're definitely a part of the machine that keeps Grievance moving forward and probably underappreciated, but we do appreciate everything that they do, and we're very glad to have them dedicated to doing that. Because I know for me, I am not a planter. I'll pick everything you want me to pick, but I'm not a planner. I am just not good with that sort of tedious type work. So I do appreciate those people that actually have the patience to do that. So thank you guys and girls.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see. Also,
I'll take that little next part.
All right, go ahead.
Sure. So for starting next week, we're going to start spicing things up a little bit here in the Twitch channel. We're going to start doing some giveaways. Our first giveaway next week, we are going to be giving away a Polaris Cub, which will either become the bear mount or the bear pet, usually the bear pet, but you have that chance. So that's going to be fun. So be sure to keep coming back to see what kind of goodies we're going to be giving away next. Let's see, what is the Polaris Cub going for right now in the auction house? I think like around 450, 500 gold, something like that. I mean, it's pretty valuable. Mm-hmm. So yeah, come see if you can win one of those. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that. Sorry to interrupt and steal that one.
Oh no,
that was gonna be fun.
Absolutely, no.
Okay,
absolutely.
I want to talk now because this is so hilarious. Jack was so excited about the Polaris Cub that he forgot that literally 5 minutes ago, Notouchy said, "Okay, so I don't want to promise anything right now for next week in case something happens. Let's just say it a future cast." And Jack said, "Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we'll wait for a future cast.
I'll make it happen. If we don't have the logistics in place, then we'll do pick a number and then I'll roll in game and we'll make it work."
Okay,
just
all right.
to be clear to our audience,
and if you don't guess the right number,
hypothetical bear.
Yes, I'm thinking of a number.
It is an actual imaginary bear.
Yes,
exactly.
You can imagine this bear as much as you'd like. Maybe.
Who wants an imaginary pet? I mean, shoot, I had one when I was a kid. I kind of miss him. I want another one.
Okay.
Okay, moving on.
All right. Member promotions. Members recently promoted to Vanguard rank. These members were promoted for their various activities and general helping of members and non-members in the game. And for some reason, I don't have their names.
I've got them.
Alrighty, could you read those?
We got Mia. She's been a guild fisher for a long time, and she's always there to heal in dungeons. Bluey and Sumladar are always there to help out. Great guys to have around. Always pulling for the team, talking to people.
Yeah, one correction there. Apparently, Sumladar is now Slumladar. Just throwing that out there.
Yes, there was a mispronunciation of Sum's name, and now apparently he's Slum.
Oops.
But Zos, for all the work he does in the background from the crafting. Evan, another guy is always there in TeamSpeak, cheering people on, being a big part of the team in dungeons. And Silver, she took over the Guild Aqua Farm, and she's been doing yeoman's work there. And basically the Vanguard rank, for those of you who don't know, is a rank we use to recognize people who really spend that extra effort to contribute to the community, to make us what Grievance is, the kind of place that you want to spend your time. And this is how we both recognize those efforts and thank them for those efforts.
Awesome. Cool. So congratulations on your promotion.
Thank you for everything you do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And on that note, if we're looking for new members to join our ranks in ArcheAge, so if you're not a member, want to be a part of the fun, please apply at www.grievancegaming.org. If you're in Twitch, you'll see the bot throwing up that web address. We would love to have you. The family is, I think we've steadied out now and are kind of stable and are moving forward in the game. So we'd love to have you guys come and join us. And also, last week, There was the State of Grievance address. Steele gave us actually a really good idea of where Grievance is heading and going, and the theme for this year is finishing what we started. I'm going to let Spin, our guild leader, speak about that and give us just a brief recap of what it was about and what it means for us in ArcheAge as ArcheAge players.
So, I mean, there was laughter, there was tears, there were fireworks, there was videos that we had put together and music. It was a fun time, and it was followed by a big council meeting after that. For those of you who don't know, Grievance is a multi-game organization. We're one of the affiliates, one of the bigger ones, but we still have lots of games that we play and lots of different kinds of games. So it was a wide range of news. But the theme of the whole thing was finishing what we started. And it means a lot of things for the overall organization about, you know, GTNG TV and where we're going as an organization, as an LLC. But for us in ArcheAge, I mean, it really resonated strongly because we've gotten a whole bunch of things started, you know, this winter that we want to finish up. You know, our guild priorities, grouping up, we're really doing a great job of that. We're into Hasla. There's a thing we want to finish up. We want to get all our members with Hasla weapons, and those that already have Hasla weapons, we want to get them to tier 3. We've got GHA runs going on. We want to finish that. We want to get everyone geared up so they got GHA runs so we can go into Serpentis, and then we can finish that up. And, you know, we're doing our PvP training. Then we're going to move from individual PvP training to group PvP training, and then we're going to take that out and kick some butt out on the high seas and wherever else we find butt that needs to be kicked. And, you know, we're going to move on from there. And we want to finish all those things off. As the winter turns into spring, we want Grievance to, you know, have double our active members, and so that move from having 24 to 28 people on every night to having 40 to 50 people on every night. And that's what I want to see. And those are the things that we want to finish up. And we can do all of those things. And it's just a matter of making sure that we finish those before we move on to other things. But at the same time, there's new and exciting things coming in the game. We're going to talk about the server news coming up and future patches. And, you know, we want to finish things, but at the same time, we want to do new things too. So we're going to make sure that we finish those things so we can do new things. But when something exciting happens, we're probably just going to jump on it because that's the kind of people we are. Go where the fun is.
Absolutely. And one of our hosts here, Jakrae, I hear that you have a little something coming up here.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm a little bit nervous at the same time. Because getting into the ArcheAge show just, a few weeks ago, started doing this. And I've been asked now to be a guest for the Grievance newscast on Sunday evening. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Get to hear a little bit about ArcheAge from an ArcheAge perspective, and it's going to be, I actually don't know exactly how it's going to be, but it's going to be great regardless. Cool. So I'm excited about it, and I think y'all should definitely come check it out, see kind of a little bit more about Grievance as a whole, what's going on there. So it'll be here at this channel on Sunday evening. I believe 7 o'clock is going to be the start time. Mm-hmm. So definitely come back, check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, make sure you represent us well there.
I will do my best.
All right, now we're going to go on to server news. There's just a little disclaimer that we like to put here. We're not necessarily aligned with any of the guilds mentioned in this portion of the cast, just so that we don't hurt anyone's feelings. So the server was up and down all week. So any of you guys that play on the Sulfura server realize the pain. I know that there was quite a few times that I went to log in and the maintenance message was there, and it was only our server. Triumph stated that they were monitoring it. There was a lot of speculation that it was a DDoS attack by certain guilds. I'm not going to mention any names because it basically doesn't matter. You know, I'm not sure why any guild would want to do that at any point whatsoever because, you know, DDoS is not something that you can, well, we want this guild to be out of the game and so we can take over the server. It just really didn't make any sense. But regardless, the servers are up now and they seem to be back and running normally. So, you know, all that speculation out the window. We're glad to have our server back so we can play the game. All right. Phoenix Brigade.
I was hoping I could jump on that. I just had a conversation with Oxfeed. I think that's his name. Oh gosh, I can't. Sorry if you're watching. I don't know how to say it. But anyways, so Phoenix Brigade, they had a bad day, and I think things are kind of going crazy. But they're back in action. They got some new leadership. They kind of let some people go. They got some new people in. They're having some pretty tight knit groups forming up, and it's kind of going to be similar to Grievance's outcome, where we are a tighter knit group for going through such an event together. And for those people that come in and join us after the fact, they're just going to be part of this like tighter knit community, and that's kind of how it's going to be for them now as well. I'm sure of it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So we do wish them a long and happy life on the server. Have a lot of fun. Keep growing. Keep having fun. Just don't kill greens, please.
Yes, absolutely. That is the mantra for the 2015 is don't kill greens.
Don't kill greens.
I noticed there was a post on the Salfira forums that talked about this, and it was a member of Phoenix Brigade that posted up. Very positive, and you had to know that when you post up like that, there's going to be people coming down on you, and they did. And this Phoenix Brigade member just stayed positive, and it's a good sign for the guild.
Yeah, that's something rare you see on those forums too. Positiveness.
Wow.
Absolutely, yeah, and I don't usually go there too much, maybe just for like news and things like that, but
Yeah, so good job, guys. Keep up the good work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're glad to see you guys back in action.
Yeah, if you need something, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, now we're going to get to news from Tryon and from the actual people that produce and help us play this game. The marketplace updated includes new maid and butler outfits. We have no pictures that I know of. They also added a naval uniform to the store. Yes, sir.
We will have a picture
Yep,
in something later on. So
Okay.
You'll see it.
All right. Okay. So just a spoiler.
Spoiler.
All right.
Regulate picture, maybe, possibly this week or next. Who knows?
All right.
It's with the bear.
With the bear.
We could do that.
All right, now we're gonna go into some ArcheAge news directly. I had the pleasure of watching the ArcheAge stream last week from Tryon, and there were a lot of questions that were brought up. They fleshed out some things that people had questions about. So I'm just gonna quickly go over some of those things, and so you guys can be in the know if you guys do or don't follow Tryon on a regular basis. Questions that were answered during the stream. Server transfers, they're still in the queue. There are issues with both XL and Tryon's infrastructures being able to speak to each other to allow this to happen. This is something Tryon wants, but it's not going to happen for a while, at least until after Diamond Shore's expansion is in place. They said they will let us know when it's close to implementation. 1.7, the next huge expansion for us, is just about done in localization. We'll be rolling out to test fairly soon. And also on that note, 1.8 is also in for translation. So that is some huge news for the ArcheAge players. So they're actually getting ready to move forward with that. Gliding mounts. Haven't seen one yet, so I'm kind of don't know what this is about. But supposedly it's a Pegasus. Now, it's a gliding mount, not a flying mount. So please don't get the two confused. It was sold for credits in Korea, but Tryon does not want to have such an overpowered item to be purchased. They're working on finding a way to get it out to us, but not as OP as it is. It is coming, just not sure when it will be introduced to us here on the North American servers. The Timber Coop, which is something that I desperately want and have worked really hard to get and still don't have because it's still in the shop for repairs. There is no ETA for when it's going to be released back into the game because as it stands right now, it's still too overpowered as a four-wheel drive vehicle, and they're just not ready to, they just haven't figured out a way to make it so that it's not the, as OP as it was. Sieges are looking to be tuned in the future. Tryon feels that they're too conservative, heavily favoring the defender. They do not feel it's competitive for the attackers with the disadvantages that they have. So they're actually looking at tuning the sieges so that they're more fair for both sides. Borderless window mode is coming in the next few builds, which I'm really happy about because I play in windowed mode all the time, and I hate seeing that border around my screen. So that is something I'm pretty happy about.
That would drive me nuts.
It does. It drives me nuts too. I will not lie. group flagging is coming to the game, so that will address a lot of issues with people saying that healers in a group and things like that aren't getting crime points or whatever because of not being because they're not attacking. Well, they're talking about group flagging coming in. So if you're in a group of people and you flag, you all flag. So I'm kind of liking that. Liking that change. They said there's no specific ETA on that, but it's coming down the pipeline. Submarines are most likely not coming back until after the 1.7 patch changes ship stats. There are a lot of changes coming to ships in 1.7 that you're going to be able to modify your ships in ways, and they're not going to be bringing submarines back because they still are not happy with where they are. They also indicated that Moonlight and Sunlight essences are on the Diamond Shore Library loot tables. I'm pretty happy about that.
Let's go to Diamond Shores.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm pretty happy about that because, as we'll talk about that in a little bit, the inflation right now for some items in the game are way off the charts, and they actually have gone on Trion's radar that there's actually some things that need to be done to try and rein in some of the costs and prices of things. But I'll discuss that in a little bit. Nations are not on the horizon yet. XL has not figured out a way to implement it in a way that is fair. So we're not going to be seeing any nation building in ArcheAge for quite a while, which is unfortunate because that was one of the reasons why I wanted to play. Is I wanted to be a part of a nation that wasn't part of the other factions. But, when they get it right, hopefully they'll introduce it soon. Ability queues are also being requested. And it's very difficult to apply into the game at this point. They're not giving up, but it is not coming anytime soon. So anyone who, I like ability queues, but this game doesn't have them, and it doesn't look like they're going to have them anytime soon. And also something that a lot of people talked about, but never really was addressed before, but it is being addressed now, is that fishing boat lag is actually being addressed in a fix that's upcoming. And
That's
they've been
exciting.
yeah, it is. And they've been able to reproduce it in Korea. So they're actually going to be able to actually implement a fix. Again, there's no timetable on it, but they have been able to isolate the fact that it is a thing.
The timetable is the infamous MMO soon.
Yeah.
Trademarks.
Soon, trademark, yes.
All right.
I do want to say that's going to be huge, and that's one of those things that they talk a lot about all the big changes that are making, but that is going to change the enjoyment of the game for a lot of people. Just not having fishing boat lag.
Oh, yeah, the quality of life will be so much better when you have like 20 or 30 fishing boats on the screen and not being able to move at all. Kind of takes the enjoyment out of the game, I'm sure. And from what I understand, it doesn't even take that many fishing boats to lag an area. It doesn't take that many at all. So hopefully that will be fixed sooner than later. All right, there is also a new producer for ArcheAge. His name is Marv Lee Kwai, also known as Krolon in the game. He says that he's a player and he's been playing since Alpha. One of the first things he addressed is to be more transparent going forward. He has said that he will be more active in the community, such as the forums, Twitch, etc. One of the things that has happened is that they have temporarily reduced the barrier to enter Serpentis and Sea of Drowned Love, making access easier. Entrance tokens and new quests that give fairly nice temporary jewelry upon completion. They also address huge issues with the game economy. Now, I addressed this a little bit earlier, but I'm going to go into it now. There's supposed to be a rise and fall effect based on traditional supply and demand. That's how most of us play games, and that's how most of us feel that the economy should work. But unfortunately, they have acknowledged that there are some items that have fallen way out of line with the desired values, especially regrade components and archeum crystals, which makes some areas of crafting too cost prohibitive to even do, which hurts the game as a whole because people aren't crafting those things. And so those people who were able to afford it have the best gear while everyone else is trying to scrimp to have, almost the best gear. To try and fix this issue, they are slowly introducing alternate drop methods to the game, sort of like the rumbling trees, but on a much more controlled level. The first implementation of this was the Divine Gift Box that if you're playing the game, on the bottom left hand of your screen, you see a little box that's on a timer or a little hourglass that's on a timer, and every 30 minutes you click on it and you get a gift box, which has been giving out loot up to lucky points, which are going for an insane amount of money in the game right about now.
I'll believe that when I see it.
No, I've gotten a few moon points and sun
I've
points
gotten
out of
regular
it.
ones, but not the lucky
Yeah,
ones.
but
I'm not
someone
lucky.
in the guild I was on the other night got a lucky either moon or sun point. It was going for like 850 gold.
Wow.
Nice.
So he hit the jackpot for sure. So congratulations to him on that. This is a direct quote from the producer of What's on the Horizon. A main focus for the future of the product is improving the daily quality of life for ArcheAge players. We are shifting priorities to deliver game mechanics that some of the veteran players will recognize, like the PvP arena and fishing tournaments, which I am waiting for. I want to do fishing tournaments. We have a challenge here.
Aren't those kind of one the same? PvP arena fishing tournaments. I mean, that only ends one way.
Just about. That's a
Yes.
good point.
Yeah, so we'll PvP during fishing. How's that? There we go. They do have a challenge here to ensure that the rewards for these systems are congruent with the way the game has evolved, but the obstacles should be solved in the near term, and we will deliver these events as soon as they're finalized. Another goal is to review mount and glider normalization to ensure that the top tier rewards retain their value. It is important to us that that the reward reflects the level of effort taken to obtain it. And we realize it's not always the case in this category. Normalization has become a bad word of sorts, and we believe that that is something that we can change through intelligent decisions. In future updates, will also include an increase to the overall integrity and fairness of the game. Some of these are fundamental changes, like adding a global trade channel to remove some of the spam from faction chat, the ability to ignore or refuse mail from block senders, and even placing a limitation on the number of unbuilt structures that a player can maintain simultaneously. That is a great thing if they can put that into place. You may also have noticed the effort to purge players who employ third-party programs to gain an advantage while playing ArcheAge. This is an ongoing focus and is necessary to ensure that everyone is on an equal playing field. And speaking of things that are coming, they also talked about the next big thing on the horizon, which is Diamond Shores.
This is going to be interesting.
Yes, they have already stated they're preparing it with quests. So if anyone's 50 and is Arcmaster, go to the Nui Priests. There is quests there for you. So, but one of the biggest changes will be that it will be a PvP zone. How does I don't know if any of you played in Alpha. How do you guys feel about that?
I think it'll be okay. I think in the beginning, kind of like it was with Aurorian. In the beginning, it's going to be crazy, people killing left and right and going nuts. But a little bit later, things will calm down. It'll become a lot more normal and rational a little bit. So I'm thinking it'll calm down.
Rational.
As rational. As rational as the server is now.
It won't be any less
Doesn't say
rational than the
much.
other parts of the server.
Yeah. Well, but they're also discussing whether they want to make library PvP, and there's a lot of discussion saying that they don't want it PvP, and the reason being is because if a guild blockades it, no one will be in.
Which will happen.
Yeah. So, but they said that they're probably not going to make library PvP, just the outside area, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But I really hope that they don't make the library itself PvP, because basically all they have to do is block the spawns or whatever, and if they're a big enough guild, they literally can keep people out. Which I guess it would be fun for them, but not so much fun for the smaller people that want to get in there to get the loot and the gear out of there. So I'm kind of hoping that they allow Diamond Shores to be PvP and leave the library alone. But that's just my opinion.
That seems to be the general consensus too. I noticed in chat, Beauty and Beast asked, "How are people going to turn fish in if it's a war zone with no guards to protect it to turn in?" And
I think that fishing, if you're going to be fishing in that area, I mean, if you go out where the fish are, it's a PvP zone anyway. So to come into Diamond Shores, I don't know if it's going to be beneficial to do that, to turn fish in there. I mean, the fish there aren't any different than any other place in the continent. So, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be worth it. I think it'll be worth it for pirates if they yank a boat to go there to turn in. But I don't know how good it would be for the factions to want to use that as their main turn in for fishing.
yeah, I agree with that point. I think the reason that it's there is so that the pirates have some place to turn fish in that they.
Yeah, other than Friedrich. Yep.
Yeah.
And either way, Before it wasn't, now it will be, and we'll see how it plays out. They want to implement it as a PvP zone, so I don't think it'll hurt the game any, being a PvP zone. So,
Shadow just mentioned that the pirates get to turn in their own island in 1.7, and I know I read that about Korea, and I assume that it's going to be the same for us, but so I'm not sure what the value of having the fish turn in Diamond Shores is going to be. There may be some. We're going to have to wait and see. Like we said, after the first couple of weeks and things start to settle down, then we'll see how it works.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless we want to go blockade it and try it then.
Yeah, I don't know whether or not it's going to be an issue or not. It'll probably be a fish stand that won't get used, which is perfectly fine. Having an extra fish stand in the game is not going to make or break the game. So, all right, so that's it for the ArcheAge news. We are going to turn it over to Jakrae or Spin. Who wants to do the interview with?
I'll interrogate our slave.
You'll interrogate the subject.
Yeah, that's really important. We have to tell people they're not prison outfits.
They're
not prison outfits. They're zebra uniforms.
Oh, okay, zebra.
She actually made me put on the prison outfit. I had a separate outfit.
It's a zebra uniform.
It looked like a farm. Sorry, the zebra uniform. I had to wear the zebra uniform.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, I a couple of basic questions so people kind of get to know you a little bit. How long have you been gaming in general? What was your first MMO and what brought you up all the way this far?
Well, technically, I've been gaming since my dad got me an Atari, which was a long time ago. But first kind of actual MMO would probably be Meridian 59. So that was a while ago. You guys remember that one?
No. I do.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
A mud.
What was the next one? Hold on. Try again.
Well, I wasn't including muds because I figured I'd just be too old. But there were a couple muds. So I guess first one. Have you heard of EverQuest? Yeah. EverQuest EQ.
Yeah.
No? Actually, don't joke. I had a kid come in for an interview. And during the interview, we're just like, so what do you like to do in your off time? And he's like, oh, I like to play online games. I was like, oh, so like EverQuest, right? And he looks at me and goes, dude, my dad played EverQuest.
How'd that make you feel?
I felt pretty old. Honestly, I don't feel that old now, but at that moment, I felt really old.
You're a seasoned gamer at that point.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently.
So, what about in Grievance? How long have you been a part of Grievance?
Since September, and I had to look that up because I forgot, but September 24th. And I joined the WoW chapter of all things, and I think I was there for maybe 4 days. So, sorry, Kata. Yeah, I know I'm not a very good guild member, but one reason I joined Grievance was because you guys, you're in everything, and I'm a very, very fickle gamer. Ask my wife. I don't stick along to anything, but now I'm with a bunch of people who are involved with a bunch of things, so I don't have to constantly change the tag.
Yeah, like just the other day I was playing with the Rift members. It was pretty fun. And I jumped in WoW and said hi to them for a little bit, and it was kind of fun. It's kind of neat. Wherever we go, we have that community, and you get to know people. It's a lot of fun, I think. But
I think one of the best things about that is the fact you don't have to feel bad when you change games.
Yes, it's like everyone's like, "Hey, to change games." Like, okay, let us know when you want to come back. And then the other guys are like, "Hey, welcome, come on in."
The farm ladies make me feel guilty if I hop around, so I have to kind of sneak in through TeamSpeak, and just like jump over to the channel real quick
before they see you in the lobby.
They do demand.
Change my nickname to Not Will.
Yeah, they demand.
Awesome. So when you started playing ArcheAge, I mean, you didn't start ArcheAge in alpha, right? You didn't start in beta.
I did actually. I did start in alpha. I was one that bought the pack, the founders pack. So,
nice.
And then it came out, and it released, and I didn't even do the head start. I don't know why. I just was like, I'm not interested in it right now. I mean, like I said, I'm a very fickle gamer.
I'll go play WoW. No.
Kind of, yeah. I played WoW for a little bit, and a lot of Rift, actually. I really like that game. But then November, for whatever reason, I was like, man, I kind of want to farm and milk cows. Where's ArcheAge?
All right,
to be a husband.
So when you came in, when you joined the guild here at ArcheAge, like tell us a little bit about your initial experiences. Like since you're basically new to the game coming in, you had a background understanding from Alpha, I guess, but you didn't know where the server was at or anything. So tell us a little bit about how that
A
started.
little bit. Well, I'll do you one better. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. So here's a bunch of pictures, and actually a bunch of words too, because it's kind of a silent movie. So it's still a bunch of words, but I think we have a film for you here.
All right.
It's supposed to have cheesy piano playing, but I don't hear it. So.
Cheesy. Okay, you can like pretend it's a cheesy piano.
It's a silent movie.
It is a silent movie. But it's not supposed to be this silent.
I hear it. I hear piano.
Oh, okay. That's the outfit, by the way. So.
Time for action. Uh-oh. Do you gonna butcher that cow?
Oh, I'm not allowed to do that.
Oh, okay.
It's a different kind of action.
I see.
Well done.
All right. Good job there, Will. That was
There you
awesome.
go. So that basically
crap.
sums up my my ArcheAge experience. So if you guys are looking, anyone in the Twitch channel looking to join the game, I mean, you can't pass that up. Just
Yes, I
saying.
mean, come on. I mean, at least start playing so Will can leave the farm. Get him
I
off
need
the
to
farm.
replace.
Have mercy on him.
I mean, come on, guys. Can you really pass this up? Come on, right here. This is what it's all about. Never mind the pirates. Never mind the PK. Right here.
It's the moo cow.
It's the cow.
It's the moo cow.
It's all about
Or
the cow.
chicken.
All right, I gotta go check. I gotta go like take care of that cow now. He's probably upset.
Are you sure it wasn't? Are you sure it was a cow, not a bull?
Well, things get confusing.
Whoa, no,
After
hold on.
50 levels,
Moving
it all
on.
looks the same.
All right, so that was an awesome little video about your experiences. Has it really been all farm?
It's been a lot of fun, but keep in mind, I kind of volunteered, signed up. I actually enjoy that part, and it's not really all the farm.
Yeah,
The
didn't I
farm
see you
is
on my
a-
radar one time?
Yes, I did get strapped to the front of the boat one time.
Yeah, sorry about the seabugs.
That's all right. The farm is actually one of the things I really like a lot because it's one of the reasons, as fickle as I am, I still like logging in and playing ArcheAge, and that's like the guys don't get teary-eyed on me or anything, but it's because of you guys, it's because of the guild, and it's because of the farm girls. I like playing with you guys, and it's fun, and I like that farm because it really like has that sense of community. I mean, that farm, if you think about it, is like not just the center of my game experience, which it very much is because that's all I do. But it's the center of our guild there on ArcheAge because that helps us get the gold and build the trade packs to do all the cool naval PvP stuff and trading. Yeah, and people hang out there. We chill. We PvP there and practice.
Yeah, bring out the drums and get a dance party going.
Yeah, you know,
along the shores. Yep.
so I'm really fond of it, and the nice thing I like is, you join a game. I'll give you an example. My wife and I don't tell Nikita and Gabby, but we bounced into WoW a couple weeks ago just to play around a little bit. Needed something low key, and those are good guys. I mean it's the same guild tag. Kaz got a fine ship over there, but we're in the early 90s, so we're not doing the raids and we're not hanging out with everyone else who's 100. And it's kind of like a chat channel that we can hang out in, but you don't feel that connection when you're not at the high tier and doing stuff. And what I liked about the guild is I literally logged in. I was like level 1 or 2 when they threw me an invite, and came over to the farm. And it was good EXP. I was learning how to game, but I felt like I could contribute right from the very beginning, even as a low level character and as a new person. And it was totally awesome. I loved it. I feel like I have ownership there, and I'm proud of that. And when we go out to see and trade stuff, I'm like, hey, I helped build that stuff. And even a step further, like when we're I don't consider myself much of a PvPer, but learning how to fight well is so important to me because we're not just like getting or trying to win. We're defending stuff that took literally hours to grow and build and to nourish, things that a bunch of people have put time and effort into. We're protecting that. We're trying to grow the guild. That's the real motivation to stop people from beating the living hell out of us. So that goes a long way, and I think it adds a lot to the whole experience. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I know I haven't done only the farm. It's been a lot of it, but I love going out to sea. One of my favorite things was getting a boat, just so I could hang out on my own. But even when, especially when we go out, it's awesome. That radar night, I had a great time because I felt like, again, maybe I wasn't fighting that much, but hey, I'm the guy yelling out content, and I'm a Star Trek nerd, so that's awesome. Love BSG contact. Even if it was a robo, I got excited about it. So I like that stuff.
Man, you get so excited about that. I loved it.
That's a really good point, though, that you brought up. Is that
it really
one
is?
thing that makes ArcheAge a little different than a lot of other games is that a level 1 can jump in the game and actually feel like they're contributing, to the guild. Even if it's on the farm, it may not seem like a lot, but in the scheme of things, it's a huge help when someone has level 1, 5,000 labor. Hey, we can put you to work and you can do something that'll help the guild.
How much labor? That is literally.
Be careful when you say.
So be careful when you say those words.
So my wife, God bless her, I don't know, it's a little OCD, I guess. She loves just keeping it at 5K. I mean, she hates when she gets a trade pack because she loses 60. She just likes looking at that 5K number. I'm like, man, if those girls knew that, they would just, I don't know what they would do.
I'm sure they know it now.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, they're on the farm farming. They're probably not even watching this. So.
I can't believe you threw your wife under the bus.
She's used to it. I'm sure she's gonna throw me under something else here soon enough. So a real bus. I love you, honey. She's upstairs watching this. So.
Oh, cool.
If I'm sleeping at doghouse tonight, well, everyone knows why. So.
So if we don't see you on the farm, we'll know where you are.
Don't just sleep, just farm all night.
Dolores telling Gabby. But all right, so a couple weeks ago we were talking a little bit about embarrassing moments that we've had in the game, and I kind of shared a couple of mine, like healing the wrong tank in a dungeon, causing a wife.
I felt that one.
But I had a new one that happened to me recently, and I just felt like after I said it and after I did it, I just felt like such a nerd, like really such a nerd. And then it got even worse when I realized, okay, these people that I'm with have probably done this a million times. But I hit a mob for over 10,000. And that was like the first time for me. So I went back to my combat log and I took a screenshot of it. And I was so excited. And then I realized, oh man, did I really just do that? And, it was pretty funny. Then I realized, okay, these guys, oh man, we were in a dungeon and everything was just melting so fast. It was fun. So that's when I realized, like, okay, yeah, my gear's not like theirs, so they probably see a lot more than I do. But it was fun. It was funny, a little humbling. kind of cool at first and then humbling. But so, what about you? Besides milking the bull instead of the cow.
I do got one, and it's not on the farm actually. So this happened a couple days ago. We were out. I don't remember exactly what we were doing. I think it was a trade run, and it ended up turning into a fishing run. I just remember it was the day Gabby got her new fishing boat, and we found a spot close to port, and so everyone busts out their fishing boat. Other guilds are coming by, and they bust out their fishing boats, and amazingly, no one was killing each other, and everyone was just fishing. And me, I got like, I don't know, 40 fish or something ridiculous, and I didn't even get a bite. So whatever. Anyways, of course, this pristine moment won't last, and some gankers start showing up. And so everyone starts bugging out. Ships are just flying off, and people are just leaving. Some people are just jumping overboard. I mean, it's just complete pandemonium. And all of a sudden, over TeamSpeak, someone goes, "Well, give me his boat. She's not on it." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And so I glide off, and I go over, and I don't know why, but I saw this empty boat, and I went to it. I thought it was hers for some reason, though. I remember going, "That's weird. Why isn't her fishing boat out? Why does she have the clipper out?" But whatever. So I get on this boat, and next thing I know, I'm seeing guildies in the water. There's like 4 or 5 of them, so I'm scooping them up. We have visual contact now on the gankers coming in. We're running out of time. I look over, and Gabby's on TeamSpeak, and she's saying she's stuck in the water. And I'm sitting there going, well, I could go over there and try to get her, or I could save these people who have packs. And so I did numbers game. I'm sorry, Gabby. I left you to die. And popped equal few, busted out of there. I was a complete noob. I had my markup, so when they tried to board, they bounced and left. And we get to port, and we're feeling really good about ourselves. Like, hey, we got out of there. Only Gabby died, so okay, that's a win. Got the fishing boats out, got the trade packs in. Hey, we saved Mia's boat. And for the first time, we look up, and we're like, whose boat is this? I don't even know whose boat this was. This was like some other dude's boat from another guild. And I'm like, why wasn't he on his boat? Did he just like jump into the water and just leave it and swim off? So we totally I stole some dude's boat and just bugged out with that. So, I was feeling kind of stupid at that point. I sent him a towel, just like, hey, sorry I jacked your boat. It's in safe waters. It's not damaged. Sorry, But I was thinking, I was feeling really sweet, right? Like, yeah, I went in, I saved some guilty, saved the boat, saved some dude's boat. So I thought that was pretty humorous.
Yes. That's pretty awesome. So he ended up getting his boat back. The guy
as far as I know, I mean,
okay.
Yeah, it was in the harbor, so. We left it. We didn't just joyride it after that.
Okay, I don't want to be seen on this.
Dude who's pretty awesome.
I like that
Thank
story.
you. It saved lives.
Saved lives. I like it. Well, that's kind of the questions I have for you. If you want to go on with some more comments, feel free. Everyone in chat world have some questions for him. You want to get to know Wilhelm a little bit more. We got how many of you in there right now? Looks like 29.
In all seriousness, it's not just a farm. People tell me all the time that there's this whole other game. Apparently, you can get swords and you can stab people with them.
I don't know.
Are you sure?
About. Oh, okay.
Okay, well, I'm the new guy here, so.
It's like Santa Claus. It's not real.
Maybe that'll be in patch 1.9.
Santa Claus is in grievance. Sorry. It looks like our time is almost up, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, running. We're
Yikes.
running quite long, but hey, we're at a good time. So
we are. We're having a great time.
So, Spin. Any final words from our illustrious guild leader before we sign off tonight?
Yeah, a couple things I want to say, and I haven't done in the past, but I want to start welcoming new members to Grievance. Lately, we've had some members come from other areas of Grievance, other games. We've had some people who play with us in game, like the way we do things, and have joined us, which is makes us feel pretty good. And we've had some guys who've basically cold called us, and they saw Grievance in a video and thought, hey, this guild stands for the kind of things I'm interested in, and they show up. So I wanted to welcome Tigran, Siren, Nystrick, Blake Randy, Ty, Elking, That Ghoul Ava, and Princess B. They've all joined us in the last couple of weeks. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Make sure you speak up if there's any way we can make your life easier. And please come out and participate in the guild events. Be part of the community. That is the best way to be part of Grievance, and that's the way you get the full enjoyment, not only out of the guild, but out of the game. As far as the guild goes, we're hitting Hasla, GHA, and Serpentis every week. There's lots of Hasla going on, lots of GHA. It's a great time to get geared up. We're PvP training and actual butt kicking, not just training, is taking off. We're doing better and better every week. On the ugly side, I'm still working on the guild roster cleanup. We're almost done. We started out, 2 months ago, we had 1,124 people in the guild, or tunes in the guild, and now we're back down to a more reasonable 200 odd that actually reflects our strength, which is great for us. It's good for guild security. It lets us know exactly where we are. Priorities that are coming up this week and probably the next couple of weeks. As always, group up and have fun together. That's number one. We've got people taking advantage of our new PvP schedule. So after this cast, we've got one-on-one PvP training. Nystrick and Chilled. I think Nystrick's looking after it tonight. Chilled's our PvP officer, and he's the one that's got it organized. So tonight we've got one-on-one. Friday we've got naval PvP. It's a great way to get into it, and we always have fun when we're dueling and practicing and combing the high seas for red victims. The gearing up is the second priority. Everything from carts to fins to ships to Hasla Tier 3. We're going to be focusing more on the gearing up and getting people more gear and making sure that people who don't have it yet speak up so we can, scoop them into the fold and take them where they need to go through the dungeons or out to Hasla. And the last one is recruiting and advertising Grievance. We've got a good community and we want to share it. We want to keep it strong. And the way we do that is by bringing fresh blood into the mix.
Absolutely.
And we want people that fit in, come and give us a try. We're a very good group of people, and you might just find a home for more than just ArcheAge.
And we won't force you on the farm.
No, don't worry. I'll take that one for the team, guys. You
Don't
guys
make
can
promises
join
you
and
can't
have a good time.
Yes, yes, sure, that's the way it is.
And the last thing I want to say is thanks to everyone in Grievance. You guys are doing a great job, and the reason that we're a great guild is because of the people that are in it, and that's you guys. So thanks very much.
Absolutely.
All right. Yep.
All right.
So same time next week, 8 o'clock Central Time.
Yes.
Yes, 8 o'clock Central Time.
Yeah, we were a little late tonight, but that's fine.
Yeah, so 8 Central, we're going to start doing a little giveaway somehow, some way. We'll make it work.
Maybe. And it may be a bear. It may not. You won't know unless you come, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Tell
How
your
about
friends,
we'll
tell
do
your
that
family.
and maybe a surprise something else too.
Okay,
Yeah,
quit
no.
your jabbering. Let's go. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have
We'll
a
see you
good
in
night.
game.
Thank you for joining us.